So I was at home reading a little bit and I stopped. I turned the tube, and by coincidence, there was this guy talking metaphysics from a channel I recently um, uh, subscribed. This channel is a French lady, she's quite nice. She talks about lots of stuff. And this is a short video of 7 minutes. It was this metaphysician talking about the two selves and this conflict that exists within us, blah 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 blah, and uh, and it kind of reminded me of something I've read, and I was like, oh, what a coincidence! I was reading about the same thing, that we use these terms as two selves, or being or not being. We use terms as existence or not existence. We use terms as the soul of the soul, or the ego, the spirit. We use these terms conventionally, try to differentiate things because we are talking about things that it definitely exist, but because we can't grasp it, we just don't have enough vocabulary, or we don't know them. We never experience them, but we know they exist. So we end up calling them not being or non existent, something that happens after death. We are in a state of not being, but we know deep down that it's just a different state. And there is no such thing as nothingness. Unlike many believe, yes, there's people that believe in nothingness. There's people who believe that you can empty your spirit or empty your mind. Emptiness. They believe in emptiness or nothingness. That's silly. There's no such thing as emptiness or nothingness. So the student of metaphysics must not be fooled by the terms and the phrases, like not being or not existing. It's just a different state of being. But ultimately, there's only state of being. There's only one, right? And it goes through phases. Right now, we are in a phase. We experience this material world through our sensors, right? And that's where a lot of people falls into the trap, the illusion. They can always also all they can only perceive the world through the senses, five senses, and they haven't exercised the heavenly eye. They haven't exercised the spiritual eye, the transcendent eye. They haven't exercised it, or they don't even believe it is its existence. You know. So, so these people who only trust their sensors, they either become pantheists or materialists slash atheists. You know, pantheists in the sense that the gods must be physical. The gods can be touched. The gods exist either here or in another dimension. They have, bodies, faces, beards. You can talk to them. These often also fall in the category of creationism. They think these creatures created things. Or the atheists don't believe in gods per se. Their gods are slightly different. They believe in nothingness. They believe in emptiness. They believe that from nothing came everything, in a type of explosion type of thing. And I'm like, yeah, that is traditional of some cultures. They like to see things go boom, like fireworks. They like when things go boom. So they're like, that sounds like a good idea to start a universe with a big boom. I don't get it. From nothing came everything. It doesn't make any sense because there's no such thing as nothingness or emptiness. But anyway, It is only through the use of the negative theology, the neti neti, the via negativa, that we come close to talk about what happens after death, because we just don't know. So when we try to define it, when we try to talk about it, we talk it in the negative by denying things that it must be not, you know, like not being, not existing, not alive, you know. But it's a state, it exists, it's just a different state. So what happens after death? You know, it's just what's the expression? It's not the end. It's just the body that just dies. You know, the body expires, and you move into a different state of being. Um, Excorporated being. Yeah. Now, when we talk about the ego and the spirit, um, we are trying to make distinctions, but ultimately, everything is you. Although the ego has a beginning and an end in time, the ego is very easily seduced by the hindrances of the material world. So some people hate the ego and try to discard the ego. They rage against the ego, even to deny the ego and become a dead man walking. I don't know. We are here for a reason, I suppose, is to experience the ego and everything else. So why try to deny it before, death? Why try to get rid of it? I mean, I suggest you get a hold of it, get control over it. If you've noticed in the internet, I listen to lots of psychiatrists and psychologists and therapists, and there's a lot of these professionals saying people are going crazy because they have no control over their egos. You see, the modern world gave them so much privileges and comforts that everybody is going crazy. They have no control over their impulses, their desires, mainly the evil ones like envy, violence, anger, manipulation. There's an explosion of borderline disorders and sociopathy, you know. Because they are letting the ego run wild. It's almost like the world is regressing to a state of an animal, you know. That's how I kind of see it. Because human, the animus, being a human is a behavior, you know. The ones who are more into the animus, they are more human, yeah. They are more common sense, right? But those who are closest to the anima are more close to the animals. Those don't care about facts, logic, or wisdom. They don't care about rights. They don't care about um, justice. They don't care about any of that. Those closest to the anima are more promiscuous, more violent, more of everything. They live like it's there's no tomorrow, you know. They want to experience everything. They want to do everything before it's over. And in their craziness, you know, they destroy the world. They destroy the world around them. Totalitarian regimes, they love these situations because then they can, establish themselves as, the ones in charge. Hence why society goes in cycles. After good times of peace and stability, there's a group of people that just thinks everything is for granted, takes everything for granted. There's no need to work. They just consume and destroy and have fun. Anyway,